The holidays are just around the corner, and it's time to head to the stores to buy those holiday gifts for friends and loved ones. Unfortunately, thieves and scammers are also gearing up for the season. Here to give us some tips on how to stay safe this shopping season is Senior Officer Ellen Hines-Gonzalez, Crime Prevention Specialist with the Chesapeake Police Department. Thanks for joining us today.
Good morning.
Now, when we're headed out shopping to buy those holiday gifts, what advice or tips can you give us to help us stay safe and to avoid being a victim of a crime?
Just overall situational awareness, and it's something that really we should be practicing throughout the year, not just this time of the year. So just simple things about just as far as just being aware of what's going around you. Oftentimes I see people walking through parking lots and walking through the malls with their looking down at their phone and not paying attention to what's going around, walking to their vehicles with their hands full and not having that hand free in case there's an emergency and they have to take action, or walking to their cars and then deciding to fumble around for their keys and not having that prepared before they get out to the parking lot.
And someone who may be up to no good is looking for someone
who
fits that description.
Yeah. So it's kind of like a crime of opportunity. You know, kind of if you can remove that opportunity, perhaps they would unfortunately find somebody else, but you know, you're not going to be their number one target.
Right. And especially like if you don't go to the mall all the time, but the holidays, some people tend to do that more. So then often they may not, you know, just they may be looking for a store or something like that, and not be aware.
Yeah, or even being mindful of where they park. If you're going shopping and you don't know when you're going to be returning back to your car, always try to find that space that's closest to the store. Or if you have to park out in the parking lot, look at where the lighting is in that parking lot. Don't park near where there's large bushes or there's not a light that's illuminating that area, just so you have some light when you return back out to your car.
And if possible, maybe don't go alone.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Everything's better in pairs.
Absolutely, I agree. Now, what should someone do to keep their purchases safe in their vehicle while they're shopping?
Don't put them out in the passenger compartment of your vehicle, but also go ahead and secure them in your trunk or whatever compartment you have, and then cover it, even if it's putting a blanket over it if you don't have a trunk per se, like a door. And if you are making a few loads, there's nothing wrong with taking out your packages, putting it in your trunk, get in your vehicle, and move as if you're leaving the store. If you're going to go back and do more shopping, and just park in a different location where that person that may be watching you think that you left, and then they may move on and then go ahead and do more shopping and put it back in your trunk.
I haven't thought of that, but you know, if somebody probably is sitting out there waiting for that opportunity.
Yeah,
absolutely. So, should you limit the amount of cash you carry when shopping?
Yes. Two reasons. I think it just for tracking purposes in case your items do get stolen, but to have at least that credit card or that bank card kind of receipt or showing what your purchases were and what times they were. There's no way of tracking that when you pay in cash. If you are going to pay in cash, though, or carry cash on you, keep the cash separate from your wallet and your bank card. So carry it in a different pocket than your bank. So, God forbid somebody rob you, they take your wallet, but you may still have your cash, or keep your IDs separate from your credit card. So, you have several pockets, so use them.
And again, if somebody's watching, I hate to keep saying somebody's watching, but somebody could see you maybe with a significant amount of cash. That might be also
watching over you.
Now, what should you do if you're out shopping and you become separated, say, from your children?
When parents are shopping or family members, people, with small children, every store that you go in with that child, you need to go ahead and instruct them what to do if they get lost. If there's in police, we work in several stores, as part-time work or off-duty, but you can say, okay, there's a police officer, go to that person if you get lost. A lot of stores hire security, especially this time of year. Tell your child, go to that security guard, that's a safe person. Or if anything, show them where the customer service desk is, or to go and talk what a store employee looks like. And that's the person that they need to go to. Or maybe come up with a meeting point.
Right, so have a plan ahead of time, definitely.
Right.
Okay, so let's talk about online shopping, which a lot of people do now, including myself. What should we be aware of when going to different sites?
First, like we were discussing
Right.
to the beginning, before plugging in your bank information to make that purchase, make sure that the site is a secured site. And when you look at that at the top, kind of like the taskbar, I guess that's
Right.
what you would call it, something that looks like a padlock. That's a sign that you're at a secured site. If you don't see that that symbol there, don't enter in your bank information.
Is it safer to use a credit card as opposed to like a bank card?
There's really nowadays, now that most debit cards are Visa cards or vice versa, there's really no difference. And when when you make your purchase, then make sure you print out that confirmation code, and always have your bank information, your card information. I should have said this back when you're shopping as well too. Oftentimes when people do get their cards stolen, purses stolen, whatever, and then they want to make that police report, often they're like, I don't know what my account information is, I don't know what my card information is, and that may put a slight delay in the investigation part of that case. So always keep that list at home, maybe put it in a box somewhere.
Right.
Take a picture of your cards on your
idea.
phone, especially if you're traveling, on vacation. Put out your driver's license, your credit cards, take a photo of that so you have it in case your stuff gets stolen.
And I've done that when I travel. Just make sure you also include the number on the back to notify immediately those credit card companies.
Yes. So you have all the
that's
information.
good advice to do.
Right.
To do that. So now, once you order this purchase and you have it delivered, where should you have it delivered, or what precautions can you take to avoid porch pirates?
Right. So most people now, we purchase off of Amazon. Amazon have the Amazon lockers
Right.
I spoke of last year, and Chesapeake we have a few here in our city, and that's free charge. So you can opt when you make your final payment where you want it shipped to. You can opt for that, so that Amazon will provide you with a code, I believe, and when you go to retrieve it from your box, you just plug in a code.
Right.
There's nothing that says your name on it or what's in
I've
that.
used
what's
it.
in
Yeah,
that
it's just a
locker.
barcode that they send you an email and you
Right.
put it under the scanner and it pops open whichever one
Right.
they've assigned for your purchase. So definitely, that's a great opportunity.
And you can pick. You can opt as to what kind of time that you would like it delivered at your home to at a time that you're going to be home. But oftentimes, I never know when I'm going to be home. So,
Right.
but if you have maybe a neighbor, a trusted neighbor that you know is home more often than you are, especially if you're leaving town for a bit, you can have it shipped there with their permission. Maybe your employer
Right.
will allow you shipped to
Sure.
your place of business. So there's a lot of other options rather than just having it dropped off
Okay.
on your porch. But if you are a victim of that porch
Right.
pirate and you have a video doorbell, that's a whole nother
Story that we're going to learn about soon. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on and talking about these great tips.
You're welcome.
All right. Appreciate it.